Kickoff. My name is Ravant and I'm the Fellowship Director. So I'm the one who's leading this initiative along with the other exec members on Fellowship. And I'm really glad that all of you are able to come, both the teams, mentors, and other exec members. And today, we're just getting started on your 10-week journey through this program and developing your startup. But first, I wanted to personally congratulate everyone and all the teams to getting into this program. We've had a lot of success already with this program in terms of applications and just interest. And to put it into context, we've had about 20 different student teams apply, and out of which you all have been selected. So it's a great accomplishment. I think you guys are on the right track, and this program is going to be beneficial for you and your startup. But yeah, we'll get into this by talking about first the agenda, just to see what we're doing today. So first 5 minutes is just dedicated to just starting up the event. And we're going to have a quick 15 to 20-minute presentation, just overviewing our program. I know many of you may be familiar with our program and the logistics, but just to kind of go over everything, I think it'd be very helpful. And then we'll have our keynote speaker, Rahul Saxena from CreateX. I think he'll create some enthusiasm in this room, so that'll be really fun. And finally, for the last 15 minutes, we'll have some breakout rooms and networking just to get you all to know each other, both the teams as well as the mentors. So yeah, and for a quick intro into the team, this is the fellowship team, and we've been diligently working on this program for this past 2 semesters, both redefining what our old program was, but also bringing in new resources, mentorship, as well as different initiatives. And you'll be seeing and hearing from us a lot throughout this program. Yeah.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. I'm Yuma, and I'm going to go over sort of the overview of the program. So what the fellowship program is really about, it's a 10-week program where we're going to have workshops, you're going to talk with mentors, you're going to have meetings with us, and we're really trying to get your team to the next level, right? At the end of the 10 weeks, we're going to have a pitch competition with cash prizes, and you're going to be able to talk with investors. And what this program really is about is these 2 things. And so we really care about your team and your product that you're building, and getting forward progress, whether that's, getting from idea to MVP, or maybe you already have that and you're iterating on it. Whatever that may be, we're here to help you develop your product. And then the second thing is we want to build that community, right? So we want to be able to create a community that you can sort of lean on, whether that is, within your team, you're thinking of ideas, you can reach out to mentors, you can reach out to other teams, you can reach out to anyone in the Startup Exchange community, right? Again, we want to build that community that's sort of lacking right now because of various causes, one being that most things are online right now, and there aren't these social gatherings. There's no real in-person events that are happening, right? So we want to be that place so that you can find your community there's someone you can lean on, right? An entire community you can lean on during your startup journey. So with that, I think we can get into the details. So I'm going to pass it off to Viraj.
Hey y'all, my name's Viraj Kacker, and one of the things I've worked on throughout this past semester is developing a 10-week schedule or a guide for your journey. So week 0 is the kickoff. Hey, welcome, you're here. We're getting started this journey. We've built this entire program out of our workshops, and we believe these are key stages in a startup's development up to the launch of MVP and beyond that. So our first week and the second week will be focused on developing a value proposition. This is basically your idea and what value does it bring to your user or customer. The third and fourth weeks will be focused on conducting customer discovery, talking to potential customers or users, understanding what they want from your product or your idea. Week 5 and 6 will be focused on developing a business thesis or plan, kind of getting a little bit more structured and figuring out how to launch up. Week 7 and 8 will be focused on post-customer discovery. Once you've talked to a few people, you've built out an MVP, you've kind of developed this plan. Where do we go from here? Do people want to use it? Do people don't want to use it? And how do we go and pivot and continue to reiterate? In weeks 9 and 10 will be focused around pitching. Week 9 will have a pitch workshop, so you learn how to talk about your company and your startup. And week 10 is a pitch competition, and we'll have a demo day, pitch to investors, win some cash prizes, and just be proud of the accomplishment you've just done.
Yeah, so in terms of funding, By the way, my name is Gabe. So the funding is going to be done on a reimbursement basis. So for any of you that say might need any for say, I don't know, web services or just any type of item, we will be providing that funding through a $500 allocation per team. So basically, you just ask us for the item, and then we'll pay for it. Just be through reimbursement, and this is zero equity. We do not keep any of these funds. Additionally, for any in-person events we might hold, the free food there, and then also looking at actually giving you the opportunity to have dinner with your mentor, or even just lunch, just to bond and connect. Or shoot, wait, are we good?
You were cutting out for me for a second, but seems like when you said, "Are you good?" it
Okay.
was perfect.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I back?
Mhm.
How much did you guys get out of that?
We did not get that.
There we go.
Did you hear anything I said?
Okay.
Okay. Should I read this?
I think Gabe's having some
Yeah.
technical issues, so I'll go ahead and just kind of cover this. I
Yeah.
think I think he got most of the points down, but just to kind of I guess cycle back to some of those points, we do have some funding available for you all. It's all on a reimbursement basis of $500 per team. So if you feel like you need something or piece of hardware or software, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll approve the purchase, and you guys go ahead and purchase it, and then we reimburse afterwards. And everything is zero equity, so we have no stake in your startup. Again, we're just here as a resource to help you out. And if in the case that we do go in person, we will try to have some in-person events if it's safe, and then have some free food, and they'll be nice and fun. And then finally, this is a kind of a fun initiative we're also doing, dinner with a mentor and or lunch. So $15 per person, just to kind of get to know your mentor, maybe just talk through about your startup, and just I think it'd be nice to have a personal connection over lunch with the mentor. And so next slide.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sarav. I'm in charge of mentorship, and I just wanted to provide a few updates on mentorship for the program. I first wanted to reiterate that mentorship is really this opportunity for all of our fellows to be provided guidance by an industry professional to really help them further their startup vision and their goals. And so I've completed the first round in pairing for non-technical mentors. And so like the next step for this would be setting up introductory meetings between the teams and the mentors to kind of gauge fit. The mentors already know the teams that they are assigned to. And I'll make these intros on Slack to connect the teams with their non-technical mentors. And there'll be more rounds of pairings for technical mentors. And also if there isn't a fit with a non-technical mentor for a particular team, we'll also do more rounds of pairing. So just, a quick update on that. And there's a lot of information as well on the Notion page. And so you can check it out to get a good overview of mentorship. You'll see the actual, if you're a fellowship team, you'll be able to see the mentor pairing results and who you're paired with there, as well as some brief discussion points for you to go over during your introductory meetings. So for instance, setting up a bi-weekly meeting time between you and the non-technical mentor that works in both of your schedules. And also, just discussing the mentor's experience and just getting the opportunity to talk a little bit to see if there's a good fit there. As well, there's a mentor contact sheet. We have 16 mentors on board and with a wide range of experience and skills. So if you need help at all, you can always reach out to any of the mentors in the network. I'm sure they're more than happy to help you out. And as well in the Notion, there's a bit of information on how to get help and where to ask for help, just a little bit more clarification on that. So that's the main things for mentorship for this program.
Yeah, so ultimately, there are a bunch of end goals that we're hoping all of your teams can get out of this program. Initially, we're focusing on making sure all of you guys come out of here with a solid idea and having done the necessary work through the workshops, such as understanding your customer and developing value prop, doing some customer discovery. But we also want to just build entrepreneurial confidence for all of you guys. And that doesn't come through just taking classes or doing workshops, but simply by building and making that initial step to go from 0 to 1. So we also hope that all of you guys will come out of here with a bunch of new connections and just having the opportunity to interact with some really interesting new people. And this includes your fellow founders and also the mentors that we have as part of this program. We're hoping to improve and maybe teach you guys some effective ways to pitch your idea in preparation for the pitch competition at the end. And ultimately, we do want all of these teams to hopefully launch an MVP and down the road, maybe look towards applying for Startup Launch or other accelerator programs.
Yep. So here are all the, I guess, necessary links. The Notion is really going to have everything pretty much centralized. Any sort of important information or reminders are going to be thrown up there. Let me just drop the link in the chat for everything as well. Slack and calendar should be pretty self-explanatory. You'll have an open line of communication with all of us. And I guess the next steps are going to be you'll be able to, have that discussion with your mentor. And we'll all you'll also be paired with a member on exec. And we're going to hop on a 15-minute call sometime this week as well.
Yeah, and I guess I also wanted to kind of show you all just at a high level what the Notion page offers. This is kind of like your go-to resource in terms of any questions that you have. And I guess if you want to know of anything that's happening in the next few weeks. So here's like our calendar. It's kind of be our basis of what's happening for the next few weeks. And if you want to add this calendar, you can always add it right here. And here we have a lot of resources, things on onboarding. So as soon as you open this up, please try to fill this out and go through these steps, as well as feel free to look through these items as well. I think there's a lot of valuable information about the fellowship program, and you can learn it in depth, and always reach out to us if you have any questions. And I also wanted to do a quick team intro. I know we have some of the teams here. I think it'd be nice to just intro each other and get to know what each team is about and what you guys are doing. So, I mean, here are some things that you guys can talk about, but whatever you guys want to intro yourself as. So the team from Insight, if you guys want to unmute yourself and introduce.
Sure. Hello, guys. This is Team Insights, and in our team, we currently have two members. My name is Fei Yang, and the other teammate is Qi Xuan, and we are both graduated from school, and currently we are working on some know more about the stuff. And basically, our project named Insights because we want to build applications to know more, to help the other companies to know their market trend and help them understand the market futures development, and help them make a schedules, make a plan for the next year and this kind of stuff. And basically, we want to build up applications by using patent data, which reflect our R&D department and technologies related informations for those kind of high-tech companies. And thank you. And I'm so excited to join our groups, and especially we can have a lot of connect with the different peoples and talk together. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Insight. Cheers.
Hey everyone, my name is Braxton. I am the founder of Cheers. My co-founder is Z. I'm not sure if he's on the call right now. He may have had another time conflict. But Cheers is a new social network. We empower people to have both healthy friendships and healthy minds. So we're designing social media from the ground up, keeping mental health as one of our primary goals. And what I'm most excited about for this program is to connect with all of you all, meet other founders, other students who are grinding on their startups, as well as the educational opportunities from this and the pitch competition at the end. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Braxton. Banshee.
Hey
Hi,
guys.
everyone.
Oh, okay. Asha's going first. Well, as you can tell, Asha's one of my co-founders. Asha, Shiri, and Hannah, we're all here. So pretty much, to give a little spiel about all of us, I guess, I am personally a second-year chemistry major, and yeah, all of my members, they'll talk about themselves.
Well, just to like put faces to our names, I'm Shri.
I'm Hannah.
Okay, yeah, so I'm Asha, and basically we're fan sheet, which isn't really like representative of like where we want our product to go right now, but it like represents our origins. And basically we started as a project to kind of like build out the sports virtual fan experience for women specifically. However, like in our research and just like our customer development, like we found that like Gen Z has like this major gap in connecting and being sports fans, and so we kind of wanted to tackle on that problem. So basically we're tackling the problem of the sports virtual fan experience in general, especially like given COVID-19 and how it's impacted how people interact with their favorite teams. And yeah, that's us.
Awesome. Thank you. And the 808 wave.
We're just doing introductions, right? So hey, my name is Abi, and Beck is my co-founder. He's also here as well. And basically what we do is an Airbnb for studios, where as a consumer, which is we're targeting undiscovered independent artists and producers. So as an artist or producer, you can go on our app and you can basically see a list of all the studios in your area and find the best studio for your next project. And we also have the second consumer side, is the studio side, the B2B side, where we're also working with studios and basically giving them more revenue, more leads, more customers. That's pretty much it.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Thank you for the introduction. Scene Solutions?
Yeah, it's pronounced Sane Solutions. Probably, yeah.
Sane.
No worries. We're Sane Solutions. So George Tan, who is on the call, and I are chemistry grad students in our 5th years, I think. George is a little longer in the tooth than I am. And Sane Solutions is a database and algorithm to match faculty search committees with potential faculty at universities. So currently we have a database of every R1 chemist in the United States. And by the end of the semester, we'll have every chemist working at a R1 or R2 institution in the US and an algorithm to go with it. And we're excited about the mentors. I think that's our most excited about thing.
Awesome, thank you. And Hitsnag.
Yeah, I'm Aiden. I'm Yash. I'm the CEO and he's the CTO. Hitsnag, we email ourselves a boatload. So we wanted to make email shortcuts to your favorite productivity tools. So take the search part out of your entire process when taking notes. We want to be like the overarching productivity tool over like all of your productivity tools. So it'll help you like manage all of them. You want to say something?
Yeah, and we're just looking to be that one-stop shop for your productivity tools, and some things we're excited about is getting to meet y'all and getting to know y'all, networking with y'all, and then building up our MVP and releasing it. That's what we're looking forward to.
Awesome, yeah, thank you guys. I mean, that was a great introduction from all of you. Just hearing about all your ideas and your interest for what you guys are doing, it's really inspiring. So yeah, so really what we're doing next is an introduction with Rahul Saxena, Viraj?
Yeah, sure. So Rahul Saxena is a former GT alumni in mechanical engineering. He went to go do a master's in fluid dynamics and got his MBA from Emory University. He's worked in venture capitalism, was a CEO of a company and board of director of many companies that have gotten acquired. And now he is focusing on building the entrepreneurial community at Georgia Tech through the associate director at CreateX. Without further ado, I'd love to introduce Rahul Saxena.
Thanks, Viraj, and everyone. Thanks for having me here today. Really excited to be here and welcoming to your path. Let me share my slides. Can you enable the slide share? So like Viraj said, I started Startup Launch just recently, a couple of years ago. I was a former VC for about 10 years. I did a couple of startups and also took over one of our portfolio companies that got exited to a public company. And afterwards, when I wanted to see what I wanted to do next, saw this opportunity at Startup Launch. What I can say is that as an alumni, and if you talk to older alumni, Georgia Tech didn't do entrepreneurship that well. Definitely nowhere near what it is now. And, it was never, that path just wasn't instilled into as a realistic way to go. People were going for the bigger companies and it just wasn't ideal. And so I'm super excited about these programs like Startup Exchange, where finally we're seeing this movement on campus of students getting inspired, wanting to do entrepreneurship for everyone. And it really is just awesome to see and amazing to be in a role where I can help drive it and help create more of it. Let me put my slide deck here. All right, hopefully it shows the right desktop. Are you seeing the full slide deck?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. All right, so I always like to start off in some of these things just to welcoming you to being a serial entrepreneur. And it's kind of a weird thing to welcome someone into this type of path and lifestyle. It is a lifestyle, and it's kind of a crazy lifestyle. The word serial is only associated with one other type of person, and it's generally not good. And there really is just one of these things where the addictive quality of entrepreneurship, you just can't beat. Once it's in your system, it doesn't leave you. When those highs are high and the lows are super low, and people call it a roller coaster, but I like to call it a square wave more, where in the same day you can hit both really quickly, really fast, and just never know what's going to come at you next as you prepare for the next thing. So it's exciting, and definitely welcome you to it with some caveats. It'll be a lot of it's a ton of fun. I wouldn't trade it for anything, but I'd say get ready for a lifestyle shift. We all know about the big companies and some of the stories. Everyone started small. I'm not going to go into that. One of the things that's really changed, though, and different from where you guys are in terms of building your businesses as students, is it's never been easier to go down the entrepreneurship route. Historically, when I was going through it, part of the reason we didn't see entrepreneurship was, everyone thought, well, you have to be born entrepreneur, you have to have this certain thing. And what's come out just even in the last handful of years is that entrepreneurship can be taught. You don't have to be born with it. There is a process, and the information and resources now are available to more people than ever before. It's now is the time to do it. And for us, it really starts with entrepreneurial confidence. You'll hear that a lot. It's in the mission of CreateX. The reason it's important is, 7 years ago, CreateX was started to help this student entrepreneurs come out, to be, you know, I've done 2 tours through Silicon Valley, and that's where I was really in awe and frustrated that Georgia Tech didn't produce entrepreneurs coming out of schools like it did before. And just like any product that you do, just because you build it doesn't mean your customers are going to come. And so the entrepreneurial confidence component that you hear about is, it's this notion that, yes, I can do a startup. There's nothing that's keeping me from doing it, and I should try it. That takes a grassroots effort to do it. It's not obvious. It doesn't happen automatically, and it comes with programming, getting in front of students, groups like Startup Exchange, all of that for people to just say, hey, I can identify myself as an entrepreneur. And so we take that really seriously. It's how we measure. If you get a lot of the emails for startup launch and everything, that's part of what we're doing, is that we're trying to get it in everyone's face to say, hey, entrepreneurship matters. It's possible and doable, and you should try it. It's not only just it's a life skill that will help your career no matter where it is, especially in current day and age, where big corporates aren't doing innovation very well. Everyone is scared that, you know, the other companies like Amazon and Google are going to eat their shorts. Innovation is something, you know, you as this generation has the ability to inflict change better than anyone else who's been in a corporate for a long time and kind of stuck in processes and the way it's doing it. And these skills that you're going to learn on customer discovery, those things, those are really the secrets to doing it. You know, you're already going down the path by being in this program. And I just want to, you know, make sure you understand and appreciate it, whether it's on this idea or any other idea you want to do. It really is the best time to take a risk while you're a student. You know, the consequences of doing this, you know, are very little if startups fail. And the things that you're going to get out of it, even from failures, you know, successes, whatever, just far outweigh anything from not doing it. You're going to have resources as a student that are really hard to get in real life. This is, you know, what's exciting about my job is I get to access alumni and mentors who are always happy to help student founders start their career. People who've been there and people who understand the importance of, and because they didn't have some of the guidance that they needed when they were doing their startup. It's really the best way of understanding the importance of defining problems, how you design products and what's important and what's not important. And I want to emphasize that part of what's not important is just as critical and key in designing a product as what is important, and really just executing. At the end of the day, you don't want to have regrets that, oh, I thought of this idea, but I didn't know how to take it. I didn't have money. I mean, really, this is a great time to just have no regrets and do it. If you don't mind, I'm going to show a quick video that just highlights it, if you haven't seen it already, just on startup launch, and just so they hear it from the other students too that have gone through the program.
Our startup is Spotlight AR, an augmented reality navigation platform for large outdoor venues.
We are Day Air Conservation. We're Athena Healthcare.
Our company is called Athlete.
Pretty Tech.
Airlogs. School Pass Live. Mimoy Filio.
Needy Ninja.
Rift is a platform that connects massive internet icons with their massive fan bases through video games.
CreateX is one of the signature programs that Georgia Tech has to promote and educate our students in entrepreneurship so that they can become innovators and ultimately create businesses out of them.
About a year ago, I took this class called Startup Lab, and then I talked to the CreateX directors. I applied to the program.
The biggest thing we've learned in CreateX this summer is customer discovery, customer discovery, customer discovery.
The best part of CreateX has been the amazing people, the amazing teams and amazing coaches who are so dedicated and answer emails at all hours of the night. It's been such a supportive environment.
Manufacturing, distribution, software, hardware. It's any question you could ask, they can pretty much have the answer to, or find someone that would know the answer to it.
The best part of CreateX has been demo day. Today has been wonderful, meeting a lot of people and showing that we have a great solution.
I've never spoke in front of as many people as I did tonight, and I've never been to the Fox Theater, and the first time I was there, I was on stage.
CreateX gave me the confidence to know that I can run my own business.
CreateX validated my idea and gave me confidence that I didn't have before to be an entrepreneur.
The coolest thing about CreateX is as students, we've had the opportunity to build businesses, each with a huge market and a big impact on the world. That's an incredible start to our careers.
There's no other time in your life where you'll get the trust, the mentorship, and the funding to pursue your own ideas. CreateX does just that.
Just to give you a sense of one of our startups from this past summer, and I'll play part of this video in it just to show, you know, how one person just did it, and he's still a current student here.
Let's face it, business cards suck and are honestly outdated. They don't accomplish the goal of getting your information into another person's ecosystem. Plus, with the growing number of social media platforms to connect on, there's so much more to share. It's no longer just a phone number and email. Every year, over 10 billion business cards are printed. For those that actually get handed out, 80% will be thrown away within a week. I'm the founder of Dot, a seamless way to share contact info. We are revolutionizing the business card industry and believe in the power of memorable connections. Dot utilizes the latest in NFC technology to achieve instant transfer and eliminate stiff interactions. Dot also offers a variety of form factors in NFC.
I'm going to pause it there just so you get an idea of it. We can put the link for these cards. I use this as an example of somebody who, when they started Startup Launch this past summer, he had a teammate midway through, they dropped out, when his teammate dropped out, and the idea that they started on was nothing to do with what he ended up doing. He used the time to just basically work on another concept that he had that was really simple, that became a marketing, just using marketing and off-the-shelf hardware. He coded a lot of the stuff just on the back end that wasn't complicated coding, relatively speaking, and launched this product. And you know, just a couple of weeks ago when we talked, mentioned that he hit 100,000 in revenue doing it. It's the resources and stuff are there to go and be able to produce results, you know, and get a product launched. And it could be a simple thing that they're going after to do it. We've had a lot of success with the startups. You know, these are all student startups that have come out from Georgia Tech. Things that started with just an idea, a completely different concept. You know, it just kind of goes to show all of them, one of the things they had in common was they all followed a great process and they had commitment in doing it. And I always like this quote that just came from Paul Graham. I'll give you a second to read it. Or maybe I'll read it. I met a guy who spent several years jumping dirt bikes. I asked him, as I do often when I meet people with unusual skills, what was the key to doing it well? Committing. I can't emphasize this enough. If you're doing this kind of, use the words, just part-time, half-assed, you know, you're not all in on it, it's really hard to be successful because it's the details and not the overall concept that's going to make it successful. And the only way you get those details, those nuances, that's the difference between something winning and something getting out in the product, is just committing to those resources. You know, if you look at the top reasons startups fail, people think, people often, I find, they're more worried about the stuff that's a little bit in the middle, towards the bottom part of it, right? Financing, poor marketing, poor product even off of it. But the number one reason, no market need, right? And if you hear us kind of emphasizing customer discovery, this is what it's all about, no market need. Second thing, run out of cash. The context I want to provide in this is I also hear a lot, oh, I want to hire this marketing firm. I want to go spend this money on this advertising and doing, some big, huge thing. I'm going to create a brand to do it. Those are the fastest ways to run out of cash. It really is validate the product, validate the market, and just build a product that understands what is that minimum to get it going. I really like this. This was also in a tweet by the former US chief data scientist under Obama. He was taking notes during a meeting after some of the protests a few years ago. And it's like, how do I make an impact? And he basically said, dream in years, plan in months, evaluate in weeks, ship daily. Prototype for 1x, build for 10x, engineer for 100x. What's required to cut the timeline in half? What's needed to double the impact? This is really the roadmap for, I think, any startup. Prototype for 1x. Don't worry about the big thing. Don't worry about, oh, if I got 10,000 users coming to my site or my app, what it needs to look like this. Right now, you just need to focus on getting your initial set of users. Get your first 20, first 30, and make sure that they're happy about it. Make sure it meets their need. The people that you bring in first are your super early adopters. They're going to work with you a little bit more. It doesn't have to be perfect to do it. As you get that down, you're going to build for 10x and design a little bit more features so that you're not running support, you're not doing different parts of it that that's going to be an issue. And then finally, you learn how to scale, how to do it. The engineer for 100x comes far later. These first two things are the biggest thing to work out, and really that first product. And I want to say, you're always going to see challenges. Challenges are opportunities. You're going to have competitors. Use them as research subjects. In launch, when we look at it, we're never afraid of people saying, well, there's this competition out there that's doing this. Look at what's working, what's not working. How did they go to market? Why you can provide something a little bit better than, a lot better than what they're doing that they're missing and they just don't understand or they can't get into. Everything is going to require hard work. Nothing is going to come easy for you. And don't worry about perfection. The one thing I'd add in this is going back to the commitment item too. Committing isn't, I'm going to make my product work no matter what. Committing is, I'm going to understand my customer no matter what. I'm going to understand every nuance of the customer. I'm going to understand what the whole life cycle, what the whole journey is going to look like, what you want, how they think, so that I can predict how they're going to react to my, I know when I'm building my product, they're going to react a certain way when they see it. I can't emphasize that enough. As commitment isn't, hey, that means I need to drop out of school, and by dropping out of school, I'm going to be automatically a success. It's about committing to getting and understanding what your market is and understanding what it's going to take to succeed on it. And then developing the product once you get there. So I realize some people may look at it a different way in terms of commitment. Commitment is broader. Commitment is to the process, not to at anything at all costs. I'm going to make my product work, even if the market is telling me otherwise. Always take feedback from people to do it. Have just, understand that process, gathering evidence about who your first customers are, not your big customers, not the mainstream ones, but your initial customers. Who's going to use this and understand their pain? You get into that MVP, building a product, how you secure your first customers, whatever your business model is, whether it's paying or not, and using that business model canvas to use it as a guide in how you structure your business and stuff. I want to use the final few minutes just to plug Startup Launch and CreateX and some of the resources you have. Our Learn, Make, Launch programs, they have a lot of different resources to help you understand this and make you better. Again, even if you don't want to do entrepreneurship, you should go through the programs. They don't have to be sequential. There are amazing resources in there to go and prototype. When I talk to alumni, they're always in shock at these spaces, like the maker spaces, the classes, that knowledge of, everyone kind of laughs when I talk about what customer discovery is, where it's not going to a bunch of customers and saying, hey, if you have a product that does this, this, and this, would you buy it? Or a survey that says it, but it's all about understanding the problem more than anything else. Anytime you say that, most people, your mentors, the people who are supporting you, just by making that, demonstrating that you understand that concept, will put you in a different league compared to anyone else who's trying to, whether it's raising money or getting your intros to first customers. We've had a lot of success. 230 startups have been launched. In this past summer, we launched 70 startups. I'd like to say startups have closed or will be soon closing up to $3.5 million in venture funding just from this last cohort. From the last 3 years, they've had startups raise over $10 million. And that doesn't include the startup from 5 years ago that just raised $30 million in their latest round of financing. So it's all doable. We'd love to see you in Startup Launch. Join, get the resources. We have some additional funding. We'll have coaches and mentors, and just a lot of resources where we can at least give you guidance. And above and beyond, we'll have a community of other entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship is super lonely. You need a community around you. Get to know your friends, get to know the other founders. You don't know where it's going to go in terms of getting to your next job or joining another startup down the road. It's amazing. I like to say where my drinking buddies are from undergrad. They've all done amazing things, and people who, I wouldn't have thought would have done it, built huge companies and companies even in Atlanta and beyond that are making a difference. So I definitely encourage you to get to know all your fellow founders, fellow students, and use all these resources as much as you can. With that, I'll stop and see, you want just questions, or are you going to your next breakout session now?
Yeah. I guess first I wanted to say thank you, Rahul, for that. I mean, every time I hear those words of inspiration about startups, I always get more interested in the love for this field. So thank you for that. And if you have any questions, you guys can ask right now. If not, we can move into the next segment, which is the breakout rooms. And feel free to turn on your mics. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say just I'm excited for all of you for going down this path. It's awesome. You're gonna love it, embrace it, trust the process. As much as you might think you know your customer and know what they want, I mean, make sure you listen to them, listen for cues about what the problem points are, and have fun with it. It's if you don't have fun with it, at least a lot of the time, you're never going to have fun with it when you're doing it. So enjoy. Good luck. And always let me know how I can help.
Awesome.
You so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you, Rahul. Yeah, so really the last thing that we have today is sort of the breakout rooms. So we're just going to randomly assign everyone into a breakout room and just have you guys all just chat and learn about each other. And maybe after 5 minutes, I'll just switch out a few people from each room.